You're at the checkout counter doing math in your head. Not because you enjoy math, because you have to. Rent hits in 5 days, car insurance auto pays tomorrow, the groceries in your cart are going to cost around $60, and you need to make sure $60 isn't going to overdraft your account. The guy in front of you just tapped his card and left, didn't check the balance, didn't hesitate, didn't do the math, just paid and walked out. That man probably earned less than you do, and he hasn't felt what you just felt in 40 years. That is not luck, that is not inheritance, that is one decision made early enough that compound interest did the rest while he went about his life. $500 a month, 40 years, over $3 million. Today, I'm going to show you exactly how it works, why most people never do it, and what it's costing you every single month you wait. In 2014, a lawyer in Vermont made a phone call that nobody saw coming. A man named Ronald Reed had died at 92 and left money to the local hospital. The administrator picked up expecting a modest donation. Ronald had spent his career pumping gas and mopping floors. He never earned more than $20,000 in a single year. The lawyer told her Ronald left the hospital $4.8 million. Another $1.2 million went to the library. Total estate, over $8 million. The hospital thought there had been a clerical error. There hadn't been. Ronald Reed wore a jacket held together with safety pins. He drove a Toyota so rusted, his coworkers made jokes about it for years. Someone who worked alongside him said if Ronald made $50, he'd find a way to invest 40 of it and live on the other 10. When Ronald died, those same coworkers found out they'd spent decades making fun of a multimillionaire. The man they laughed at for being cheap had quietly built more wealth than most doctors or lawyers will retire with. Let that sit for a second. They were standing next to $8 million every single day and spending their lunch breaks joking about his car. Drop a comment if you've ever found out someone you knew was secretly wealthy, because it happens constantly, and the reason it's always a surprise is the same reason most people never build wealth themselves. It doesn't look like anything from the outside. Ronald didn't get lucky, he just did one thing without stopping for 70 years. My name is Joe. This channel exists because the math behind wealth is not complicated, but nobody teaches it, and the people profiting from your confusion have every incentive to keep it that way. If you want to understand why two people with identical incomes end up in completely different financial situations by age 60, subscribe, because that's exactly what we're about to break down. Meet Sarah and Marcus, both 27, both earning $68,000 a year. Same city, same opportunities, same starting line. Sarah drives a used Honda Civic she paid cash for. Marcus bought a brand new Jeep Grand Cherokee at $750 a month. Right now, their lives look almost identical. They are not. By 37, Sarah has quietly accumulated around $240,000. Marcus has a newer Jeep Grand Cherokee and about $12,000 in a savings account earning nothing. He's not worried. By 47, Sarah's account has crossed $800,000 and is growing faster than she can contribute to it. Marcus just refinanced the house, still has a car payment, and saves maybe $200 a month when nothing goes wrong. Something always goes wrong. By 57, Sarah has crossed $2 million. Her account now earns more in a single month than Marcus earns in 3. Marcus is Googling how to catch up on retirement at 57 and not liking what he finds. At 67, Sarah retires with over $4 million. Marcus has $380,000 and realizes he will be working into his mid-70s just to keep the lights on. Same age, same income, same starting line. 44 years apart at the finish. So what did Sarah actually do? At 23, she opened a Roth IRA, set up an automatic $500 monthly transfer on payday into a low-cost S&P 500 index fund, and then largely forgot about it. Checked it maybe twice a year, never timed the market, never moved the money around, just let it sit in compound while she lived her life. That's the entire strategy. No complexity, no sophistication, no financial genius required. Marcus spent that same $500 on a car payment, then the next car, then the one after that. 40 years of pouring money into assets that do nothing but depreciate every single day. Now here's the part that should make you uncomfortable. You probably have $500. You're just spending it on things you don't remember buying. The average person carries over $200 a month in subscriptions they barely use. Streaming services, apps, software trials, a gym membership that hasn't been used in 3 months. Add food delivery and takeout, which runs close to $300 monthly for most households, and you're already at $500 without having made a single conscious decision to spend it. You're not choosing between investing and not investing. You're choosing between your retirement and your convenience, and you're making that choice automatically on autopilot every single month without realizing the math behind it. That delivery order you forgot about by the next morning, invested instead, it becomes hundreds of thousands of dollars over 30 years. Those subscriptions you stopped using but never canceled? Say math. Close to $500,000 sitting in apps you never open. Every month you make this trade without knowing you're making it. Now the numbers. $500 a month for 40 years in an S&P 500 index fund produces over $3 million. You personally contributed $240,000. The other 92%, everything else, came from compounding. You did almost nothing, and the math did almost everything. After 10 years, you have around $100,000. After 20, close to $400,000. After 30, you cross $1 million. And then something shifts. Your money starts earning more per month than you're putting in. The jump from $1 million to $2 million happens faster than the jump from 0 to 100,000. At that point, you are largely irrelevant to the process. The money is doing the work. Here's the piece that genuinely breaks people's understanding of this. Someone who invests for 10 years in their 20s and then stops completely ends up with more money than someone who waits until their 30s and invests for 30 straight years. The early investor puts in a third of the money and still wins. Time is not just important. Time is the entire game. Everything else is details. You're thinking about market crashes. 2008, the dot-com collapse. 2020, every one of those felt like the end of something. None of them were. The S&P 500 still averages around 7% annually after inflation across its full history. No 20-year period has ever ended negative. Every crash recovered. And if you were adding $500 a month during those drops, you were buying more shares at lower prices, which means the crash made you richer than if it had never happened. Missing just 10 of the best trading days across 20 years cuts your return in half. Most of those best days happen immediately after the worst ones. The people who sold during the panic missed the recovery. One emotional decision made in a few bad weeks destroyed decades of compounding. The market does not reward intelligence, it rewards patience, and patience is free. So why do most Americans approaching retirement have less than $200,000 saved? Why is 1 in 5 people over 65 still working because they have no other option? It is not laziness, it is not stupidity, it is biology fighting math and biology winning. Your brain was not built for this. It was built to solve problems that are immediate and visible. Sacrificing $500 today for $3 million in 40 years does not register as a real trade to the human brain. Present bias makes the future feel abstract. Loss aversion makes every market dip feel catastrophic. Lifestyle creep absorbs every raise before it can become an investment. And while your brain is fighting against you, entire industries are fighting alongside it. The financial industry makes money when you trade frequently, pay high fees, and chase performance. They make nothing when you buy one index fund and hold it for 30 years. Car companies engineer monthly payments to feel manageable while hiding the 40-year cost. Every advertisement you encounter exists to intercept the $500 that determines whether you retire comfortably or not. They're not selling you products. They're selling you a smaller retirement, and most people buy it every single month without knowing that's the transaction. On fees, investing $500 a month for 30 years in a low-cost index fund could produce over $1 million. The same money in a high-fee, actively managed fund loses over $200,000 to fees. The fund manager retires well. You retire with less. Use Fidelity, Vanguard, or Schwab. Their index funds cost almost nothing and track the market as closely as anything available. If you want to get started today, I use Webull. Link is in the description. Open an account, deposit anything, get free stocks. 10 minutes and you're set up. The average new car payment in 2026 is over $750 a month. That is not a car payment. That is potentially $1.5 million you are choosing not to have in 30 years. Every month you make that payment, you are making that choice. Most people just don't know they're making it. In 1935, a secretary named Grace Groner spent $180 on 3 shares of Abbott Laboratories stock. She never sold. She reinvested every dividend for 75 years. When she died in 2010, at age 100, those 3 shares had become $7.2 million. She gave it all away. She never earned much. She never tried to be clever. She just didn't sell. Use the right accounts. A Roth IRA grows tax-free permanently. Fill this first if you're eligible. A 401k uses pre-tax money and lowers your taxable income now. If your employer matches contributions, that match is free money you are leaving on the table every month you don't take it. How to start? Open a Roth IRA at Webull, Fidelity, Vanguard, or Schwab. Takes just a few minutes. Link your bank. Buy one broad market index fund. Set an automatic monthly transfer, then leave it alone. The less you interfere, the better it works. That's all Ronald Read did. He bought stocks consistently for 70 years and never sold. No strategy, no complexity, just consistency and time. The math does not care about your income. It does not care about your job title. It does not care how late you think you're starting. But it does care when you start. $500 a month starting today gets you over $3 million in 40 years. Wait 5 years and you need significantly more to hit the same number. Wait 10 years and the gap becomes nearly impossible to close without sacrificing things you won't want to sacrifice. Comment your age below and I'll tell you exactly how much you need to invest monthly to reach $1 million by retirement. There are 2 versions of you 40 years from now. One is retired, financially comfortable, has options, doesn't do math at the checkout counter. The other is still working in their 70s, one unexpected bill away from a crisis, watching other people live the retirement they meant to have. Both are real. Both start from exactly where you are right now. The only variable is what you do next. Open the account, set the transfer, buy the fund, go live your life. Ronald Read's coworkers spent 40 years making jokes about a man worth $8 million. They were standing next to the answer every single day. They just never recognized it for what it was. Don't be them. The math does not care. It just keeps compounding. If you enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe.